You say I'm not pretty. And look at the men who have been around me. Barbra Streisand from childhood had to prove that her appearance is not a vice, but a highlight. The first people who told the girl that she was ugly and therefore could forget about a career as an artist and marriage were her stepfather and her own mother. Fortunately, strong-willed Barbra did not give up. She left home and after 3 years played on Broadway. A year later released her own album and a year later won an Oscar for the musical Funny Girl. But no matter what height she achieved, she always heard behind her back how ugly she is. To prove to the world, her mother and herself that even the ugly have the right to love, Barbra had affairs with the most beautiful and successful men, using her incredible charm. She was in relationships with actor Don Johnson, Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, artists Clint Eastwood, Richard Baskin, Liam Neeson, Omar Sharif, Warren Beatty, Andre Agassi. Barbra was even suspected of having an affair with Prince Charles. The list can actually go on, but such a string of gentlemen made her disappointed both in the institution of marriage and in the sense of romantic relationships in principle. Barbra Streisand's first husband, handsome Elliot Gould, asked for her hand several times, but could not keep for long. They married on September 13, 1963, and already in 1969 announced their divorce. During the marriage, she gave birth to a son, Jason Gould. All these relationships were fleeting and did not make her happy. Perhaps she would have been so disappointed in love, especially since the clock of life had already counted down 54 years. But one day, her friends decided to set her up on a blind date. So Barbra met the actor James Brolin. There was a spark between them that made Streisand forget about other men forever. Surprisingly, these popular representatives of show business have never met in person or even heard of each other. Streisand has not seen a single movie starring Brolin, and he has not heard what songs performed by the Oscar winner in the category Best Original Song. Before meeting Barbra, James was married to times and had 3 children. The first blind date took place on July 1, 1996. Thanks to the efforts of friends on both sides who thought the actors could make the perfect union. I expected to see a man with a brown beard and brown wavy hair, like a mountain man. And I saw a man who had all his hair cut short, no beard. I ran my hand through his hair and asked, "Who messed up your hair?" Barbra recalled. According to James, at that very moment, he fell in love with Barbra forever, and they spent the entire evening in each other's company. After 2 years of continued happy companionship, Barbra and James were married and chose their dating date for this momentous occasion. The ceremony was pretty modest for Hollywood, but really very beautiful. With only 105 guests who they considered their closest, the evening was very emotional. The most memorable moment was when Streisand sang 2 new love songs for Brolin. He, for his part, gave a very touching speech, saying, "I can't tell you how lucky I am that this happened to me so late in life. Every night is a new adventure. Sleep was a waste of time. I can't wait to see her again in the morning." And then began a quiet family life with hand-prepared dinners, dogs, and her husband's daily admiration for her looks. "Since James came along, I've had a calm in my soul. I want to spend all my time on his shoulder, silent and dozing," Barbra said. The actress has almost stopped going out in public, while at important events for each other, premieres and awards ceremonies, they come together. Streisand is now 82 and Brolin is 83, and they are both happy that their marriage has lasted this long. They both have their own tips to keep their relationship strong. First of all, they do their best to always make time for each other. They both have tight schedules and say that it is really important for them to stay active during the day, but they spend their evenings together. They both emphasize the importance of communication and understanding in a relationship. What's more, both Streisand and Brolin believe in couples therapy, and they managed to keep love for many years. And if before Barbra had to respond to accusations of ugly, but now she's increasingly asked what is the secret of her beauty, and she willingly shares it, "James made me happy." And a happy woman is always beautiful.